Hi, my name is Lindsay, and I am with the Children's House for the Soul. We are a community for those with skin conditions. But even though it doesn't have anything in particular to do with skin, as a child life specialist, I wanted to take a minute to talk about what's on all of our minds, what's being talked about a lot right now, which is the coronavirus or COVID-19. A child life specialist is kind of like a teacher, but instead of reading or writing or math, our job is to talk about things that happen in our bodies, things that might happen at the doctor's office, how to cope with that. And our job is to explain things in an honest but non-threatening way. So I'm going to try and do my best to talk a little bit about this today and why staying home is so valuable, even though many of us are hopefully feeling well. But parents, I would like to encourage you to please take a look at this video before you share it with your kiddos. I always think it's valuable to decide if you might like to edit or modify anything, or if you would like to make a caveat to anything that I share when it comes to your particular family, because every child and every family is different. We are all individual. So first, we all know that our body is made up of lots of different kinds of systems. We've got our circulatory system that pumps the blood through our bodies, delivers nutrients and oxygen all over. We've got our nervous system, which delivers messages from our brain to the rest of our body about the things that we're feeling, about the ways we want to move, the things we touch. We have our digestive system, which helps turn food into energy. But one thing that we don't always think about or talk about a lot is our immune system. But our immune system is super important. And I like to think of it as the superheroes or the knights with swords and shields, or the ninjas in our body fighting off germs. Our body has a lot of defenses against germs. And so a lot of times germs, which is the word I'm going to use for viruses, bacteria, that help them from even getting inside. But then once they do get inside, our immune system is always fighting off germs. A couple of things we know about germs is that germs are all over. They're everywhere. And they are teeny, teeny, tiny, so you can't see them, but they are there. And our immune system is fighting them all the time. And a lot of the time, we don't even notice. We don't even feel a difference because our immune system is doing such a good job. Another thing, though, about germs, viruses, bacteria, these things that are really, really itty bitty tiny, we can only see them under a microscope, is that they are good at multiplying, meaning that they're good at making their own friends. So one germ can quickly turn into two, can quickly turn into 4, 16, gazillion billion. Germs are good at multiplying unless someone comes along and knocks them out. Either your immune system, someone, or maybe yourself by washing your hands really, really well with soap and water, or by cleaning a surface with the right a surface like a tabletop or anything that we touch like a door handle, cleaning that with the right disinfectant can kill germs or viruses and bacteria and make them go away. But for the most part, our bodies are pretty good at taking them out. So those germs, those super villains, those bad guys and gals, our immune system is really good at fighting them. Now, when we think of the viruses and bacteria that sometimes make us sick, sometimes get past our immune system for a little while and we notice that they're there, they make us sometimes feel bad. For the most part, when we think of those viruses and bacteria, they are germs that nurses and doctors, medical researchers, pharmacists have known about for a long, long time. See, almost as long as there have been people, there have been people trying to help people stay well. And so they have always done what they can to learn about viruses and bacteria so that we can fight them if our immune system needs help getting rid of them because it's gotten overrun. So we have things like antibiotic or medicine. In fact, many people get really important medicines called immunizations throughout their lives from the time they're a little bitty baby, because these immunizations help teach our immune system how to fight these viruses or bacteria. Have you ever heard of like the flu shot? The flu shot is an example of an immunization. It teaches the body how to fight flu. But something that's kind of tricky with this newer virus that you've been hearing about so much, this COVID-19, is that it's not been around for very long. So doctors, researchers, medical scientists, they have not had very much time to study it and learn how it works. And because of that, they don't have a bunch of ideas yet about medicines that they can use to get rid of it. The good news is that doctors, medical researchers, pharmacists are really, really interested right now in finding ways to get rid of this COVID-19. So they are working all the time. So just like we have those little tiny superheroes in our body fighting germs, we have them as real life superhero people that are working really hard to find medicines and ways for us to get rid of it. But it's just not a villain that we've known for very long. So it does a better job at being super sneaky because we don't know how it works. It's kind of like, if you think of Batman or Superman, some of the villains that they're used to coming up against, they already know what tricks they're going to play, so fighting them is easy. And that's how it is with our immune system, with viruses and bacteria that it knows. And that's how it is for medical researchers and doctors with viruses and bacteria that they know. This new one, we don't know all of the tricks up its sleeve yet, but we're learning really fast. And so we're going to get just as good at fighting it as we are these other germs and viruses and bacteria. So it's coming, just going to take a little bit of time. Got to learn the way it's sneaky. One of the ways it's sneaky is it hides really well. So, a lot of times when we have a germ, when we have something that's contagious or could make somebody else sick, we know about it. It gives our body clues because it's not so sneaky. Like we have a fever and a runny nose, or we have a fever and a bad cough, and that tells us we're contagious and we should stay home from school. But the sneaky, tricky thing about this COVID-19 is sometimes by the time that you have the fever and the cough, the clues, it's already been sneaking around, hiding out, making other people sick before you knew you had it. So you are contagious or might be contagious before you're aware that you're making other people sick. So that's why it's been decided that it's best, if you can, to stay home from school, and for many grown-ups, stay home from work so that we're not passing it along even if we feel totally fine. In fact, someone might feel totally fine without ever feeling bad and get somebody else infected from what we currently understand. Now, the good news is, really focus on this part, guys. The good news is that most people who have a healthy immune system, who are younger and have lots of good germ fighters in their body, they can fight COVID-19 or the coronavirus if they catch it. So even if somehow someone were to contract to get it at home, it might make them sick for a little bit with a fever and with a cough, but if they get the proper help, they will be a-okay. If they have the right number of germ fighters, for the most part, they will be okay again. But since this virus is so tricky and so sneaky, and since it is new, and we want to help everyone stay as healthy as we can, doctors and medical researchers feel like the best thing we can do right now is to stay home and only be around our family who we see every day. That way we don't spread this sneaky virus or this germ to anyone else if we don't know that we have it. And we don't get it from anyone else that doesn't know that they have it. So by doing this, we are helping people stay safe who maybe have germ fighters that aren't as strong, whose superheroes, there aren't as many of them in their body, or they don't have as strong as superhero germ fighters inside their body as they once did. We can help them stay well just by staying home. So it means that everyone has a really important job to do. Some of us, our job is to stay home, to wait until we're told that it's safe to go out and be around our friends and family who don't live with us again. Other people's really important job is to go to work because they are doctors, or they are medical researchers, or they are delivering medical supplies, or they are keeping grocery stores open, and they are working really hard to keep the world going so that everyone can stay healthy and safe. Both of those jobs are really important, and whichever job you have, it's just most important that you do your best at that job. So many of us, it means staying home, even if we think we're healthy and we are pretty sure we don't have that sneaky germ and we haven't been around it. Doctors and medical researchers feel like that's the best way we can stay safe. And so that's why schools have been closed, at least for now. Parties have been canceled, and we're not doing as much with our friends in person anyway. And even though that stinks and it's the worst, it's also not the worst because we're helping people stay well. Um, there are ways that you can help besides just staying home. So one of the ways you can help is by washing your hands really well, making lots of soapy bubbles when you wash, and making sure you get all over the top, all over the bottom, all over the top, in between here, then get that other thumb, really get in there, wash them really, really, really good for 20 seconds and make lots of soap bubbles. And then I always like to take a little break and see if I have enough soap to actually make a bubble in between those fingers and blow it, see if I can make a big soap bubble. Other good things we can do are say prayers or think really good thoughts for our neighbors, for our friends, for the family that we can't see, for the family that we do see, our parents and our teachers. Other really good things we can do is make something cool, make something that you're proud of, make something that you think is beautiful and share it with someone, whether you take a picture or a video and you send it to them, or you share it with the family that's in your home that you can be around. Make sure that you move around, that you play, that you dance. Sometimes when we're not going as many places, we stay on the couch, and staying on the couch or in bed all day, every day isn't good to keep us healthy up here, in here, or all over. So we want to move. And then make sure you talk to your parents or a trusted grown up about how you're feeling. It's okay to be tired of staying home. It's okay to be angry or frustrated about the things that have been canceled or the changes that you've had to go through these last few weeks. Get those feelings out, share them with someone you trust, and then come up with something that makes you feel better so that you're not stuck in those feelings. Maybe it's singing to a song or music. Maybe it's dancing. Maybe it's crying for a little bit. Maybe it's watching something silly. Maybe it's making something. But find something so that you don't, even though it's okay to have sad, mad, angry, frustrated, worried feelings, scared feelings, all of those feelings are okay, but they're no fun to stay stuck in. So find a way that you can let go of some of those feelings for a while. Keep watching to hear from us at Children's House for the Soul. We're going to try and share lots of resources and lots of ideas. I even have another talk planned about ways to deal with different feelings and knowing that it's okay to have them. So keep an eye out for us. If you have any questions or comments, let us know below. Thank you so much.